Welcome back to a new Anno 1800 episode. Today, perfect layouts and stamped, and of course all of the items that are linked to it for the chocolate production. So chocolate, that's also sugarcane, sugar, cacao plantations, and of course the actual sugar. Let's dive right in. But remember that if you've missed any of the previous episodes for the new world or also the old world, I'm covering it all. You can find the full playlist in the video description below. And you can also find in the video description below the link to join my Discord community where you can find all of those stamps for free. As always, let's start with the basic production. This is without trade unions or anything like this. The minimum production, minimum viable product. We have over here a chocolate factory that is requiring some sugar and some cacao. So we have the sugar over here taking some sugar cane. That's why we have the sugar cane at the top over there. And then we have two of those cacao plantations, warehouse, police station, fire station, and a few trees around to make it pretty. Don't hesitate to tell me if you have any questions, but yeah, that's the basic one. Now let's move into more advanced things. As I often do, let's start with a mixed trade union, meaning a trade union where you put everything into it. We have the trade union in the middle, and we have all of the production buildings that are in range, right? All of the farms are in range, all of the chocolate factories, all of the sugar factories, everything is in range. So whatever items you put, they may actually impact everything. For example, if we put ferrous, which is an item that impacts all production buildings, this will impact all of them at once. This is really good in particular when you don't have a lot of influence. So here you can see that with this one, without any items, we're already at 16 production of chocolate, 20 for the sugar, 13 for the cacao, 27 for the sugar cane. So it's quite a lot. Of course, this is not at equilibrium because you're gonna put items and that's gonna change the equilibrium. But yeah, we have the chocolate factories in the middle over here. Then we have all of the sugar refineries on the side. And in those four corners, we have sugarcane, sugarcane on this one and that one. And we have the cacao on this one and there. This is with the silos and the tractors to make sure you have a high production. Of course, you could also add a few of these, easily. For example, you can do something like this, then they won't be in range anymore, but you can still do it, right? These ones are always a bit of a puzzle game that I love to do. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below if you've been able to do one that's even better, more efficient. You're putting more things into the trade union. But as long as you have some influence, you should move into dedicated trade union because the items are never the same, right? There's just a few items that work for all production. The first one is trade union just for your chocolate factories, right? We have over here trade union, all the chocolate factories. It is a bit of a strange layout to be able to fit quite a few. We are actually fitting 24. Don't hesitate to tell me once again if you've been able to fit more. I'd love to see it. But yeah, 24 with warehouses, police station, fire station. All of this is ready. I will definitely talk about items later, so stay tuned for this. But before, there's a few others. First of all, the trade union dedicated for sugar. This may be also useful for other productions. There's other production that requires sugar. So that is why, you may want to actually have it. Again, we have everything in range over here. We're talking about 33 sugar refineries. So with just a few items and working condition, you can get above 100, no problem. In particular, if you give electricity, you're already there. But to make this sugar, you need sugar cane, right? So we've seen that before, but I wanted to show you again quickly. We have the sugar cane normal over here without any tractors or working condition, but we can also have an hacienda one. This is a lot better because it takes a lot less fields. Even with tractors, we're only talking about 96 versus this one without tractors is 128. So yeah, this is a lot better, a lot more compact. You will definitely need to improve all of these over here. Otherwise, that's going to stall for sure, especially if you put items. But yeah, this is a really compact one that I like as long as you're in range of your hacienda, of course. But now the hacienda range has been improved, so pretty good. Last but not least, you also need some cacao. So it is the cacao production. And this is actually quite a big building, as you can see. So we're only fitting 28 without tractors or silos. With tractors and silos, that's going to be even less. But with this, you will have quite an interesting production for sure. But there's actually a lot of items that can really help. First of all, over here for the chocolate factory, this one is amazing. Productivity plus 50. But look at this, sugar 1 out of 4. So you're reducing your sugar need by quite a lot, and rum 1 out of 5. You're gonna make a lot of good things with this. As always, Angela for electricity can be useful, really increase. We have Charlotte that is also going to give you 1 out of 4 sugar and some productivity. Really interesting. If you've seen my coffee episode, you may remember the quality chocolatier. I really love it because it's going to take out the sugar. So instead of sugar, you're just gonna use coffee beans, which means you don't need the sugar cane, you don't need the sugar, you just need the coffee beans that you already need anyway for the coffee. And on top of this, is going to give you 1 out of 3 coffee. So I really like this one. Then the chocolatier over here can be useful if you don't have a lot of obreros because it's gonna change the workforce to John Aleros. And the last one I wanted to mention is the Elmer's electric oven, because it does increase your productivity by a lot, 40%, but it also reduces your workforce by 25% and reduces the chance of fires. It can be quite a useful one. Now for the sugar refinery, this is actually just the normal ones. So we can use Angela, we can use the extremely loud Bell, Ferras. There is also the Elmer electric oven. So in particular, if you are using the stamp that I showed that is mixing everything, this could be quite a good one. But apart from that, yeah, you don't really have a choice. You probably want to put electricity and have zero workforce, but that's pretty much it. And for cacao, this is pretty similar to the coffee one I mentioned before, which is also a great thing because that means you can have a trade union where you put cacao farms and also coffee farms into the same one, and it will, work for both. So you'll probably want to get to zero workforce with the miraculous steel plow, especially if you have tractors already. Then you probably want to put the horticulturalist and the arborist to increase your productivity, decrease the number of modules, and also get some very useful items like the tobacco for the arborist, over here red pepper, potatoes, and grape, particularly the grapes to make, your champagne. That's a pretty good one. A bit of a shorter episode today, but I hope it will help you to make more chocolate, which is quite important, but also sugar that you'll need for other productions. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to smash the like button, and I hope to see you next time.